All right, so we're joined from Hattiesburg by personal trainer, fitness expert Shanika Duncan. We thank you so much for joining us today. We're in the education and training career cluster, and we've got a room full here with us at Velma Jackson. And we're recording this for our friends at Ridgeland High School, Germantown High School, Madison Central, Rosa Scott, the Academic Options Center, and our YouTube channel. So we thank you so much for joining us today. We've looked at some of your social media workouts. You really are a workout warrior, and
Yes,
prove that you can be in great shape at any age, but it's also a great career to get into. And I know
definitely.
you've built over the years, really looking to grow there in the Pine Belt. But before we get into all that, you're a fellow USM alum just like me, in the
That's
same
right.
degree program. So, and you're from Collins. So
hmm
take us back off from the beginning to your college experience at Southern Miss and how that led you to where you are now.
Okay, yes. So I graduated high school from Collins High School. I grew up in a small community called New Hopewell. And from high school, I attended USM. I graduated USM in 2003. And my major there was sports administration. So I've always been into sports. I grew up with three brothers, so I had no choice but to be athletic so that I could have playmates. USM was an awesome experience. I got into working out. Um, I started working out with the football players there, being my major. So I was always familiar with the fitness world. So after graduating USM, I started my career at Walmart. So I'm a retail manager. That is my real job. I'm a manager for CVS Pharmacy. After leaving Walmart, I worked for Walmart for 15 years, and I was a co-manager there. So I left Walmart, and then I started to work at CVS, where I'm still a manager there. So I've always loved being around people, being around the public. And so recently, about 4 years ago, I was like, you know what? People just kept asking me like, "Hey, can you help me work out?" They see me in the gym working out. I was like, I can help you, but I'm not certified. And it just kept coming back to me. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should really look into getting certified because so many people are asking me to work out. That's what I did. So about 2 years ago, I started studying for the exam. I am now certified through ISSA, a certified personal trainer. And I'm actually working on my nutritionist license at this moment. So hopefully in about 4 months, I'll be a nutritionist. So I'll be able to offer meal plans as well. So I love it. Um, and I just love helping people. So that's when I just decided to really started investing in myself, investing in my career, and just really, you know, just taking it to another level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I did not know that. So talk about that certification process. How does somebody go about
Mhm.
becoming a certified personal trainer?
So what you can do, the program, there's several different programs that you can go through. So what I did, I researched ISSA. And so it's basically a course that you do on your own. Like they don't pressure you or anything like that, but you do have up until 1 year to get your certification. So it took me 2 months to get my certification, and it's at your own pace. But like I said, there's that 1 year time cap. So I studied and I took my exam, and I passed.
Ooh.
So I got my certificate, and I started training. And I started off with one client, and now I'm up to about 40 clients that I train.
Wow. Now and again, you said you had and Collins is a big sports
Yes.
town. And then and we talked about we were both big participants at the Pain Center there at USM. So
Mm-hmm.
for anybody going to
Mm-hmm.
Southern Miss, that's something to make use of as a
Oh
college
yeah.
to help stay in shape.
Yes.
But
Yes.
as you get our age, as you get older, there's
Mm-hmm.
a more and more demand for people to stay in shape. I think the social media climate has really changed that, where people want to look
Right.
better, they want to feel better.
Right.
I myself have lost triple digits in weight.
Awesome.
Myself. But there's a huge need for people to like yourself, to train people not
Mhm.
only to feel better but to look better. And there's a huge need for female trainers. So,
Right.
so talk about that. Kind of the way the market's going, because you know
Mhm.
your goal is to open your own gym.
Yes, yes. So, uh, the world that we live in today is people, we love to eat. We love to and we also love to look good. So when I started getting into fitness and thinking about, what my journey looks like, for me, like I said, I grew up with three brothers, so I was always the athletic type. So it was kind of an easy transition for me to go into, something that I love to doing. But for someone, that's starting out, and I tell them, there is a need. I mean, we want to live a healthy lifestyle, and that's what it's all about. It's being healthy. Just looking good on the outside is like an added bonus. So we have to fix the inside first. That's eating better, that's drinking our water, and just working out for 30 minutes a day. Is the ultimate goal, and to develop a lifestyle. So I tell people when I meet people and I do consultations, I tell them, to write their goal down, and don't start with a huge goal, start with a small goal. And we'll work from there. And if and get your mind right, because if it's not here, then it's not going to be here. So, and you're not going to stay focused. So it's, fitness is major, ever since COVID happened. People, that went through COVID, that had COVID, that experienced COVID, they realized that, oh my gosh, I didn't know I had diabetes. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that I had these underlying conditionings, I didn't even know about. So once we start, really tapping into our bodies, and knowing that, okay, so if I have this, now I have to work on this. So I have to find some type of exercise routine that's going to help me, better my heart, that's going to help me lose weight, that's going to, reduce my chances of keeping diabetes for such a long time. And just because, you start out with it, once you develop a lifestyle of really working out, then you feel so much better, and you can stop taking that medication, stop taking the high blood pressure pills, stop taking, the insulin shots. So once we really learn our bodies, and know that these are the things that we need to do in order to help ourselves, then it's amazing. The results are amazing.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about personal training, especially,
Mhm.
we have a lot of athletes with us now. This is a way for you to stay in sports. It's a way for you to stay
Right,
in coaching.
right,
Maybe you don't want the stress of being a collegiate athlete, but this is a great
right,
field to get into, because you work with a variety of people. You can work with the people that are training
hmm,
specialized athletes.
right.
You can work with a high school student that needs a little extra help, or you can work with a
Yes.
really overweight person that wants to become healthy. So you really run the gambit of every type of
Hmm.
person that you can coach and train,
Yes.
and you get that the people interaction, because you hear people say, well, I kind of like teaching, but I don't want to be in the classroom, but I want
Right.
I want to be around people. This is a
Hmm.
great field to get into, and it gives you a great reason to stay in shape.
Exactly. Exactly. I absolutely love it. I just love being around people, and just love seeing them reach their small goals, and how they just get so excited about it. And once they reach that small goal, they set another goal, and then we reach that. And then, before you know it, it's a developed lifestyle. Like you want to do it every single day. So yeah, I train all different types of people. I train men, I train women, I train them all. So it's a really, really good. It's almost like it's not really a job to me. It's like it's like I love doing it, so I don't consider it as a job, because I'm still a full-time retail store manager. So people ask me, how do you do it? When you love to do something and you're passionate about it, it comes naturally.
Yeah, and I know our health teacher and our other health teachers would be happy to know that a big part of this also is somebody's mental health. It
Oh
gives
yes.
it gives
Oh
people
yes.
camaraderie. It gives people
Yes.
confidence. And yeah, their
Right.
body is getting more healthy, but
Right.
as we teach, and I'm not even a health teacher, and I know this, I know in the
Mm-hmm.
curriculum in these high schools, we talk about that health is not just your physical health. Teaching
Right.
to
Mental.
have,
Mm-hmm.
teaching people how to positively think, teaching people how to
Right.
positively breathe, how to interact with others. Especially, and you said
Yes.
after COVID,
Yes.
people were shut in the house that didn't have that
Mm-hmm.
camaraderie, didn't have that interaction with people, and it really
Right.
affected people's mental health.
Yes, yes, definitely. And some people use it as an outlet. Like you said, they're stressing out. They need a woosah moment. So, when they come to the gym, that is their woosah moment. That is they tapping into their mental. They're tapping into, okay, I just want to be somewhere where I focus on myself. I block out everything that's going on around me in the world, and I focus on self. And it I use it as a mental health, as a mental, state of mind where I just want to decompress. And so it that helps with, it goes along with the health issues that a lot of people are having. Just they stressing out, they're going through a lot of things, but when they get into that workout zone and it's all about them, that is what they focus on.
Awesome. Well, I just got a couple more things before I get to the students' questions. Is you've been doing a lot of Saturday morning workouts, so
Yes.
um, and you use the McNair Center there in Hattiesburg, which is a great facility.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
when you move it, and you said your dream is to own your own space. So,
Yes.
what would
Yes.
that look like once you get that open? Because obviously that'd be a huge accomplishment.
Yes. So I love my community. I love Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So I'm very involved in my community. So Saturday mornings I do free workouts for the community. I mean, because this is where I started from. About 5 years ago, I started off, just posting on social media. Hey, we're gonna be at the stairs working out. We're gonna be over here working out. So once I started doing that and people started responding, I was like, okay, so I don't mind taking 2 or 3 Saturdays out of the month and working out in the community. So the Hattiesburg, the Parks and Recreation of Hattiesburg, I'm working with them now. So anytime that I want to use the McNair Center and it's available, I do workouts there. I do workouts out at parks. And I actually have a workout coming up this Saturday that's going to be at Town Square at 10 o'clock. So if anyone that's in the area that wants to come by and stop and drop in for a workout, that's wonderful. So I love my community. I love giving back. I love serving people. So and plus you can check my social media page out. I post my events there as well.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so so when I the gym was really my long-term goal. So what that will look like for me, hopefully in the next year, I will be in my own gym. And that's what I'm working towards right now. So it's going to be a gym where anybody can come, men, women, children that can come, and hopefully one day to offer childcare for those mothers that want to come to the gym but have 2 kids with them and need a place for their kids to be. So that is in the future, but I know it's coming. I'm just patiently waiting for the right time for it to happen.
That's awesome, and I think that's important because we've had several entrepreneurs with us throughout the year, and there's a lot. You got to really have your ducks in a row. It's not
Yes.
here in the
Yes.
Jasmine Sullivan song where you can just move to Atlanta and make a
Hmm.
bunch of money. So
Right.
really is a
Right.
process. Now the last thing I want to talk about and I got some great questions I want to get to is
Okay.
you're a proud alopecia warrior. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so talk a little bit about that because we may have some students that are struggling with some other
Hmm.
minor health issues, and it's a big self-esteem thing. But uh,
It
you but you have been outspoken about it and have been so great in
is.
sharing your
Hmm.
journey. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that because it's really cool to see.
Okay. So I've been suffering with alopecia. I don't want to say suffering, but I found I had alopecia. My daughter is 12 now. So when I had my daughter 12 years ago, um, 2 years after that, I've noticed a lot of hair loss. So I'm like, what is going on? But I found out that I do have alopecia. And it was a self-esteem thing for me, because of course, women and our hair, that's what we, that's one thing that we truly uh want people to see. It's a self-esteem driven type thing. So I I hid it, I cover it up, because I didn't want anybody to know about my alopecia and about my hair loss. So when I turned 40 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to release it, because it was really holding me down. It had me in a dark place. And I was like, well, I can't do other things if I'm embarrassed about what's going on the inside of me, because what goes on the inside affects your outside.
Absolutely.
So I basically shaved my head at the age of 40. I said, you know what? I'm not going to let it defeat me. I shaved my head. And ever since then, my self-esteem, my confidence has been on another level. And it's
Wow.
almost like I'm really, it's like the world was lifted off my shoulders. And so for someone that's suffering, with something like that, that's stopping them from really, really tapping into their true self, it's tough. But that's where that mental state comes in. That's where getting into an environment where you have supports, and knowing that you have more to offer, but there's something blocking you. But once you unblock it, you will see so many different things, so many doors opening up for you. So it's like I'm free now. I am seeing a dermatologist, and of course I went from bald to this. But I love being bald. I can shave my head at any time, and I'm just as proud as me with hair. So you know, and I tell anybody that our self-esteem will drive us to places
Absolutely.
that we don't want to be.
Absolutely.
So, and it's hard. So that's when you build a village. Your support system, will definitely help you get out of that dark place. So I tell people all the time, I was once there, and I fought my way out of it. So anything that I can do to help you fight your way out of it, then that's part of my training. I didn't realize that until one of my clients told me. She was like, you know what? I don't really like working out, but I like coming here because you just give me so much inspiration, and I just love your drive. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, so you're using it as a mental state of mind to, release what you have going on, and being in front of someone that's going to drive you, that's going to inspire you. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and people always like seeing your authentic self. And I think
Yes.
it's important,
Yes.
especially these high school kids with so many things trying to find
Right.
a way. Um, people even when you're in high school, people want to see your authentic self. Putting
Right.
putting on a front, is just not is
Right.
not healthy for anybody.
It's
Um,
not it's not healthy at all.
but I do have some questions I want to get to. These are really good. This first one is like
Okay.
Jackson. She's in ninth grade, and she asked, "Do you prefer solo or group classes?"
Wow. I like both, but I love, and I'll tell you the reason why I like both. So I love my group class because I love the collaboration. I love the excitement. I love the toughness that people have, pushing them to do better. I love the when someone who really want to get into fitness that don't really know what to do, once they get into that group setting and they see other people doing it, gives them confidence. Like, he's doing it, she's doing, I can do it too. So that is the reason why I love training, my group class. I love one-on-ones too, and the reason why is that it's like I connect with my clients. Um, and I can really focus in on them. I can really, you know, zoom into them and them only. And so I really like both. So there's benefits to teaching both, but my best, I would say, my group class. Yeah.
That's awesome. This is Jayla Chambers. She's in ninth grade, and she asked, "What goes into creating a meal plan?"
So first of all, the first thing is having the time and having the mind to do it. Um, that's the number one thing, because when I try to get people to meal prep, they're like, well, I just don't have the time to do it. So you really have to set aside like half a day to focus on meal prepping. So once in the way I meal prep is, I have my protein, I have my veggie, and then if a carb that I want to do. So it's time, is having your protein, all your meats that you want to use, and having all your veggies, and then your carbs. So it's really you sitting down, and because when I try to prep for a group, I can't do that because one person like fish and one person don't eat fish, they like chicken, and one person, what I'm saying? So you really have to start off, okay, so what type of lean meats I like, boom, what type of veggies I like, boom, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, and again, I'm not a nutritional expert, but I do think it's important, for people to understand that when you get into meal prepping, you get to eat things you like. It's just a matter
Yeah, yeah,
of
it's
planning it
moderations.
and stay, yeah, moderation,
Mm-hmm.
staying on the healthy side of it. This
Right,
is Shanta
right.
Pierce. She's in ninth grade, one of our volleyball and basketball players here.
Okay.
And she asked, "How challenging was it when you first decided to really work on your body?"
Um, so and I played sports throughout my whole entire high school career. And then when I got to college, I was always in the gym. So the challenge for me was really, really finding the time. And sometimes I'm at the gym at 11 o'clock at night, midnight, just trying to get my workout in. So when I once I started and I started seeing the results, it just made me want to go a little bit harder. I'm like, oh, okay. So let me do this a little bit more. Let me do that a little bit more. So really finding the time, and then really and I'm a type of person that I can work out on my own, and some people need, they need a little bit of motivation. So, with me being the only girl in the family, um, and going off to school, by myself. And I had to really motivate myself to do it. So it became a norm to me that I could go to the gym, I could work out by myself. But other people need, they need a little bit push. So once I started tapping into it and really focusing in on my body and really learning the moves, and if I do this particular exercise, what type of results it would bring, that's when I really started like, oh, I can really make it look like this, and do this and do that. So yeah.
Awesome. Here's a good one. This is DeKayla Williamson. She's one of our cheerleaders here. She's in ninth grade, and she asked,
Mhm.
how do you come up with different exercises for certain people?"
So during the consultation that I meet with each of my clients, I tell them before we meet is to write down your goals. What is it that you want to work on? So once we meet and we discuss their goals, then I come up with workouts that tailors to the specific things that they want to work on. Yeah.
So that could vary depending on their size, their age,
Right,
and
right,
also,
right.
you also have to think about their physical capabilities. If somebody has
Exactly.
mobility issues, and that's
Right.
important too, because even if somebody is
Hmm.
um, temporarily disabled, they can still find ways to work out,
Right.
overcoming injuries. Um,
Right. Right. I have clients that have knee problems. I have for clients that can't really run. I have clients that couldn't do a sit up. So it was a lot of modifications that I could do for each and every client that has that's probably a difficult move for them to do. So there's modifications to every single thing. I can show you how to work your legs without bothering your knee. So there are different modifications on everything that you do. Everything can be modified,
that's
and you
awesome.
can still get the same effect out of it.
All right, that's got two more. This is Christian Mitchell. She's a junior, one of our track runners and volleyball players here as well. She
Mhm.
asked if you had the opportunity to become a trainer instead of going into retail, would you have done that instead of having a career in retail?
You know, I that's a great question. You know what? Yeah. I if I could have started this earlier in life, I would have. I would have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And to me, it kind of goes hand in hand because you're still dealing with people, you're still dealing with the public, and with retail, I deal with different type of people every single day. People that come in out of my store. So, but I would definitely would have became a trainer over a retail store manager.
But retail can be a great career as well. We're not knocking
Oh
it.
yes, definitely, definitely. I've been having a job since I was 16, and I've been in management since I was like 21. So it is my career. I love it. So it's kind of like it was a line to drive me to where I'm at now. So I use that management experience that I've had to, that goes into my training business. So,
That's awesome, and we got to remember that because we got to have you talk about that next semester.
okay.
This is the last one from the students. This is Michaela Davis, also one of our volleyball players here. She's a
Okay.
junior. And she asked, "What type of training and education practices do you stay up on to stay up to date on the best practices in training?"
So with my certification through ISSA, they send us Zooms. They send us all different type of continuing education classes that I can continue to take. I also follow a lot of trainers that are super super big. I follow their page. I study the things that they do, and I implement it into what I do. So that's how I stay up to date, because you can't never stop learning new things. So I'm constantly refreshing my mind. I'm staying up to date on different new programs that's taking place. And I attend seminars. I attend Zoom meetings that other trainers have, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from a lot of different trainers, and I go and I implement it into what I do.
Absolutely. Well, we're almost out of time, and we thank you so much.
Okay.
But before we go, a couple things. One, explain to these young people that are here with me now or are going to see this later, why is it so important? Even
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to be a trainer, because obviously
Mm-hmm.
everybody can't be a trainer. Why is it so important to stay up on your physical, mental, and just your entire whole being, wellness and health, starting now
Mm-hmm.
at 15, 16 years old?
Mm-hmm. So, and I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she played multiple sports, and a lot of times that she don't want, "Oh, mom, I don't feel like practicing," but I tell her that if I would have known what I know now, then I would have really really invested into working out, because a lot of people are suffering from a lot of things that they could have prevented, heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, overweight. If we do better now, then in the long run we won't have to worry about taking all these medications that a lot of people are taking. And also set I have a journal. I journal every single day. I write stuff down. So you have to have a plan, and you have to do things to make it a lifestyle. Because once you make it a lifestyle, you won't even have to think about. I guess I'll go to the gym today. You'd be like, man, I got to get to the gym because I'm getting older, and then I'm gonna have kids one day. I want to be able to be healthy in order to throw a baseball, with my kids, or shoot a basketball. So it's to prolong your life. Start now, and that way, once you get older, you start having kids, and you won't feel tired, or you want, oh, I don't want to do that. So tap into your fitness now, tap into your mental health, drink water every single day, do stuff and make it a habit. Because once you make it a habit, make it a lifestyle, and it's
Absolutely.
always with you.
Yeah, just eating hot chips and drinking soda all day can't be good for you. So.
No, it cannot. And and it's okay to, every now and then, but and I called it my cheat day, where I just want to, just have a cheat day and eat whatever. But I also, have to get back on my plan, get back on my regimen, and also, teaching, you do it now, then you'll have that habit. And you can teach your kids, because everything that you do now, they're watching. And
Absolutely.
they do what you do. So be an example.
Now, before we go, tell us where to find you online, because you got some great workouts on TikTok and on your Facebook page. So tell us where they can find you and get a view of what
Yes.
you're doing.
Okay. So my I have my Facebook page, Shanika Duncan, also Fit Body by Nika. That is my logo. And I also have a business page, Fit Body by Nika. So I do upload a lot of videos on there. And I'm getting into the TikTok. My daughter is teaching me how to use TikTok. So I'm using that. So everything is under Shanika Duncan. I have my Gmail page, fitnesstrainernika.com. You can go there. I post things to my website as well. And also on Hattiesburg Parks and Recreation, I do a lot of workouts for the community, and they're free. So if you're in the area, if you want to stop by, jump in for a workout, you're very welcome.
Yeah, especially if we have anybody going to Southern Miss next year. So
Yes, definitely, definitely.
I think
Yes.
that'd be. I mean, I know the Pain Center's got a lot of stuff, but that's something the community can get
Hmm.
plugged in. It'd be great.
Right,
Again,
right.
Shanika Duncan, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, right there, fellow Golden
Yes.
Eagle. We thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
To the top.
To the top, baby.
See ya.
All right.